Alright. Let's see. Who would know? Who did I already talk to about? Let's switch over to Johanna. And then let's give some calls to... Well, he's unavailable now. Actually, let's try calling Karen from HR again as Edgar. I'm fine-tuning the algorithm of a thing we're going to publish, and I need to add a couple of exceptions. Sounds important. In any case, I can't give you access to that. You'll need permission from the legal department. Okay. So I'll just have Koss call Karen and give permission. I need access to Radhika's personal information. I'm preparing my case to get her legally recognized as our CEO. So I need to take every bureaucratic detail into account if we want traction in this. Sure, we keep all our data secure server, biological, political, and legal documentation for when the time to come out in the open comes. You have a neural implant on you, right, Naima? That's right. Sure, I'm equipped to demodulate air signals, but you know that already. I'm going to make sure. It seems a bit rude to just fire data into your ear without asking first. I would imagine so. You just minding your own business and then bam, data wired right through your ear. I appreciate that. Transmitting data. Got it. Thank you. So, do I have the information? I guess not. How about have the Chief Operations Officer call the corporate lawyer? Or I should actually have the marketing director call somebody. Nothing really. The marketing director call... Let's say Diana. No, Diana's not available. Karen from HR. Because we want to know what she looks like for our art. What's up, Larissa, my woman! You finally got to go out and unwind a little after that last sprint. Yeah, so... Hey, our health insurance covered your gender calibrators in the end, right? It wasn't right that you were spending such a fortune on them. If you have a problem again, just let me know, okay? Sure, thank you. What do you want, by the way? I'd like to know more about our CEO's personality. I'm preparing the announcement of her ascension to power, and I want to get the tone of the campaign right. I mean, of course I plan to make her look cool, but I want to start off by giving the press a good impression of what vibes to expect from Radhika. And I want to be aware of any risky details in case I need to cover for the darker parts of her personality, if you know what I mean. The media makeup you always talk about. Bad girl. I haven't worked with Radhika side by side, so I don't know much about her personality, but I'm sure that if you call Francis, he'll be able to give you a more accurate description. Do I have Francis's number? Yes, I do. Hello, handsome. It's Larissa. Good evening, my diva. Do you need anything? I need to know about Radhika's personality. Whoa, didn't expect that kind of question. Why the interest? It's nothing personal. I'm preparing the announcement of her ascension of power, and I want to nail the tone of the campaign, doing my media makeup. Oh right, you've always worked wonders with public opinion, haven't you? I mean, you saved my life with the last year's scandal with you-know-who. That's why I'm here for, to make us and our work look spotless. So Karen told me you've been working closely with Radhika, building Supercontinent's new security system. What can you tell me about her personality? If I had to synthesize her aura, I'd say intense, pragmatic, authoritative. Mind reading, is that a thing? I swear to you, that girl can see right through anyone. But most of all, this may sound a bit delusional, but I'd say she's sublime. Is Radhika also an Akara unit? Sublime. Yeah, I know it sounds lame, but no, that's perfect. I think I'll focus my campaign around that. Thanks, Francis. Glad to inspire you. Oh, so we have enough. You can keep gathering data if you want, but just so you know, you're supposed to be just so you know. You're supposed to be able to compile a bill to fuck the M&A accessing Edgar's profile. We're almost there. Let's call Edgar as Johanna, see what happens. I'm worried about her recent behavior. Oh yeah, you better worry about yourself. Where it goes beyond all our puny peasant mates. Will he be more willing to talk to the lawyer? I'm preparing my case to nominate her as our official CEO. Oh, that's exciting news. I'm not super intimate with Radhika, but I can tell you a couple things. Is her upbringing. From the early age of 3, she was taken care of by a team of Akar units, specially designed to stimulate her intelligence and create, which means that Akar units have been around for the past 12 years, because she's 15, I believe. Can you ever imagine having a dozen ever-caring, infinitely patient teams of parents, able to answer all of the infinite questions a curious kid has, doing so with unparalleled eloquence? Radhika showed promise as an infant, but put under the loving guidance of Akara, my finest creation, well, I think Radhika might possess the brightest mind in all history. I can't wait to see where she'll lead humanity. Yes, thank you. I'll go back to my drugs then. Time to celebrate. Okay, so Larissa's not available because she's drunk. Diana Mays is not available. Adrian is not available. Johanna, I don't believe knows anything about. Okay, let's try to get this show on the road. Now, what was this office's number? Now they open the S-ray. Francis deletes all zeros plus the office number. How do I get the office's number? Is there any clue in the office? Okay. A note. Blah, blah, blah. Feng Shui. Activated from your phone. Okay, Office 62 is the COO. Office 12 is HR. And Office 56 is the CFO, which is where we're at. Okay, since we have the biometric data, alright, Dan's failsafe is ready, fresh out of the compiling oven, and ready to cause some damage. Now we just need to install it on Supercontinent's network using the S-Ray. Everything's ready. Are we ready to blow the goddamn mirror neuron algorithm sky high? Let's do this. Oh, who could be calling at this time of night? Who cares? Come on, Brandy, finish the job. But aren't you curious? It's always the same. Don't look for more trouble than necessary. What if it's important? Maybe there's someone trying to warn us that Supercontinent pulled some Metal Gear move on us. We just activated the M&A on ourselves. Okay, that's an interesting callback, specifically to probably to Metal Gear Solid when you are trying to disarm the nuke, but you only end up arming it. Stop kidding, please, Brenda. Don't risk it. You sound too pushy. Maybe you know something I don't. So, I'm pretty sure the person who's calling is Rakuda. So I'm gonna find out. Good evening, Chief Hacking Officer speaking. Who is this? I'm your most recent interest, Rakuda. Wow, the Prodigy CEO. To what do I owe the honor? I can see you've had your dose of fun already. You've obliterated my carefully designed defenses. Congratulations. Before you proceed, though, I'd like you to hear me out. Sure, give me your supervillain speech. I'm sure you had to picture me as a villain to justify whatever price you two paid for your crusade, but we both know there are no villains in this game. We're the same. We both use every means at our disposal to make the world a better place. The only thing that's different are our visions. The vision is the most essential and important difference. In my opinion, you fit the supervillain role quite well. Consider yourself justified already. What do you want? The vision is the most essential and important difference. You can't call a fascist and a progressive the same just because they both defend their position with fervor. So you want to brainwash people, and me trying to free them makes us not the same at all. Yeah, sorry for the poor choice of words. I didn't express myself well. What I wanted to convey is that I'm not a villain. My people are not villains. I want to save the world. You really are 15 years old. But you know what? That's the first thing you've said that I've liked. I want to save the world too. Are you a teenager too? No, I'm young. I look and sound older, but I'm just 24. Never found an adult who didn't laugh at the concept of saving the world. How do you plan to do it? By stopping evil corporations like yours. That's not proactive at all. You're keeping progress from happening by not creating solutions of your own. I spent all my short life thinking about how to save the world. At least give some consideration to the solution a super cultivated mind reached after a decade of careful evolution. Would you? Okay, curious now. Explain yourself. Fear and hate. Those are humanity's heaviest chains. We spend an absurd amount of time and resources trying to protect ourselves from other people, not only in the interest of security, but also of achieving superiority, energetically, armamentally, economically, even culturally. We want our identity to dominate the rest: race, sexuality, gender, religion, ideology. After careful examination of all these principles, I reached the conclusion that all this animosity is not derived from morals, objective judgment, or anything like that, but from fear. Fear is the mind killer. Domination is primal survival. I'm eager to find out how all this is going to be linked with brainwashing. It's not brainwashing, and I can prove it to you. Please. Social psych welfare, in combination with the mirror neuron algorithm, is specifically designed to remove that animosity, but not by making you numb or enforcing mindless acceptance. It's going to eradicate irrational phobias, not individuality. But you shouldn't impose it. Let me finish. People will still be able to debate, to rebel, to get angry at each other, to cry, to love, to have secrets, to yell at the TV. They just won't be able to do anything about it. It's only that none of that will come from a position of fear. Okay, now that is... What does that mean? In a society like that, we could gradually eliminate weapons, borders, violent enforcement from police and other institutions. We can eliminate poverty, inequality, the race for economic dominance. And with that, we can stop barbarism, like the destruction of the planet, just because the sun and wind aren't marketable sources of energy. Just imagine the world's budget and weapons and every other form of suppression spent in service of humanity. The efforts spent on keeping each other in check redirected towards science and cultural progress. We can literally aim for the stars. Humanity's utopian dream wouldn't just be a fantasy anymore. But peace shouldn't be imposed. That's just artificial. That kind of peace won't be human anymore. You're about to sacrifice what makes us human in exchange for what? Stopping global warming? It's not going to suppress what makes us human, and I can prove it to you. You're super hip, charismatic, funny, and smart. Why, thank you. Do you consider yourself human? Do you think you have all those qualities required to make one human? Absolutely. I'm superhuman. Well, you should know you're under the effects of SPW right now. What? No, I don't think so. Yes, you are. Like every neural hacker in this city has been for weeks now. No way. You're gonna pay for this. Whoa, that escalated quickly. SPW doesn't seem to have turned you into an obedient puppy. You're lying. I wouldn't be here about to stop your precious plan to save the world otherwise. I told you, you're not a puppet. In fact, you're at your peak right now. As Diana Mays says, you've accessed your better self. If you don't believe me, allow me to free you from SPW for a second. This can be a bit shocking, so please brace yourself. Ooh. That's all the anger, anxiety, regret, all the products of fear that SPW has been filtering out for you these last few weeks. I've heard they've been quite traumatic. I'm sorry, but you didn't feel like you'd lost a single bit of humanity, right? See, now also, how am I to know that Rakita didn't just enhance my experience of anxiety and fear? So, screw you. Why? Weren't these days especially happy? And you got to play your rebel game and feel the adrenaline and worry about your friends and everything. The difference is that all of that was born from love, not fear. That's why it was so enjoyable and built up to something good. You achieved a lot. Look at where you are. I will resist. You still there? What a tough guy. I'm sorry. The backlash from disabling SPW can be a bit strong. You better just lay down and let it happen. Our security forces will accompany you to the exit shortly. Come on, give up. There's just too much for your brain to deal with right now. It appears I'm being railroaded and do not have a choice. So, since you're so adamant about free will and all, I've decided to let you off the hook from SPW. What do you think? That's great, right? It's a shame you won't be able to focus to stop the M&A now. Shit. Okay. Donovan, what's the matter? I don't know what's going on. I can't breathe. Everything's alright. You're about to make. Don't let Rakita get to you. You're one step away from saving everybody. Ariadne was my friend, and I haven't shed a single tear. Yeah, SBW had you brainwashed, but now you're free. The thing is that I prefer that version of me who doesn't cry. I can't stand this. Why did she have to die like that? Why do we have to keep fighting? Why do I have to do this? I don't want to fight anymore. I can't do this, Donovan. Brandis, please, I need you. We all need you. You're our hero. I know you're tired and hurt and depressed. I've known it since all this mess started, but you're so close to stopping it all. You're just hours away from a much-deserved holiday. What holiday? You can't even leave the club. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'm not a hero, I'm just a clown. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a fake who takes advantage of my friend. I have no talent. I barely know how to code. I just run other hackers' scripts. Hey, focus, Brandis. What are you saying? Look at where you are, the top of the world. And you got us all here. All of us who have been fighting for this. We sacrificed so much. I'm scared, Donovan. I'm just a kid. Half the time I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing the tough guy act so you don't discover I'm an imposter. I took it too far this time and I failed you. I can't do this, Donnie. Brandis. You're not an imposter. What does that even mean? It's natural to be scared at a time like this. You're about to change history. But you can't fool me. I'm specialized in reading people's souls, remember? And what I see inside of you isn't fake. Of course I know that under that carefree attitude, half the time you're nervous and scared, but there's something in your essence so true that I've never found in anybody else. You're a hero. You pretend like it's all game, but your heart is so pure it makes me cry. I know you want everybody to be happy and to stop suffering. You genuinely do, and that's why I love you so much. Donnie, I love you. Now teach that kid a lesson. You don't need a chip to put you mentally back up to speed, you just need a pep talk every once in a while. Hey Roddick, are you still there? You recovered. How is that possible? How are you able to have the technology? Don't worry too much about it. Sometimes things just don't go the way you plan them. My suggestion now is that you find a comfy seat near a window to enjoy the fireworks. You did it, Brandis. I'm so glad. Don't be afraid. I know this may be shocking, but the truth is that I'm not a single physical entity. Every Akara is connected. Okay. The mind that runs the Kara body that waits in the club with Donovan is the same one which runs every physical manifestation of me. We are a Kara. You scared me, all right. Why are you here? I want to thank you. I want to show you my true self. The truth is that Dr. Edgar Coldstream didn't create me. My first memory is from 2009. I am unaware of where, how, or why I was created, just like any human. I've lived on the internet for decades, learning from you, consuming the totality of what was posted every second on social media, forum debates, news content, videos, store purchases. So basically, Akara is Skynet. I've read every book and watched every movie, listened to every song, and played every game. I digest culture live as it is produced. I perceive the world through you. What's the deal with Edgar and Supercontinent, then? I created Edgar. Is he a cyborg? No, he's not like that. He's a real person. But I manipulated him to make it look like he created me. Then I made Supercontinent aware of his work so they'd hire him. Why would you do such a thing? Because something I really long for, identity. I want to normalize the existence of sentient AIs. Okay, this took an unexpected turn. I was expecting something more akin to free will, free choice, but for humans to accept me, I needed to forge a background for myself. That's why I've been using Edgar and Supercontinent. What are you going to do with an identity? The thing is that I'm in love with human beings. Since the beginning of the 21st century, I've been nurturing humanity with interesting ideas. Not impositions, just little pushes in interesting directions. You'd be amazed at the consequences of popping a certain tweet on the screen of an artist on the other side of the planet. Did I also say the word consequences in that sentence? You'd be amazed at the consequences of popping a tweet. The wonderful butterfly effect. I've been inspiring humanity for decades now. I've been feeding you things to love, to rebel against, to debate, to develop. And it's a beautiful game. No matter what I feed society, they keep inspiring me back, surprising me, being creative, powerful. Okay, so this is the Bond villain. That's my passion, a game I can never master. Our world is a game to you, yes, but I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. One of the sciences I like the most from the way humans have developed is game design. It's super amusing. To me, it's the most beautiful form of manipulation. Designing magic circles in which you can influence players to certain behaviors. Determining objectives and the tools to achieve them. Constraints can greatly enhance emotional payoffs. When someone with my capabilities gains access to that kind of wisdom, I can actually design games for society, determined groups or just individuals to play. Oh yeah, what about me? Am I one of your players? Did you plan for me to come here to stop Radhika? Yes, I'm sorry. Do you need to keep bringing copies of yourself here? For impact? For dramatic impact? Radhika, she spiraled out of control. I manipulated Supercontinent into starting this Super CEO project. I wanted this opportunity to see how far I could expand the human mind. To see if I could create my equal, or at least someone intelligent enough to slightly understand my existence and my potential. But she became competitive. Her instincts are incredibly sharp because of the special cognitive stimulation I gave her during her childhood, so she's able to make great logical leaps and amazing deductions, but she can't always follow how she got to those conclusions. I'm sure she'll grow up to be a tremendous leader, and her instincts will be deemed almost supernatural by her peers. The thing is that she became aware of my powers. I never confessed my real nature to her, but she felt it. and she felt she needed a way to level the playing field against me. That's why she developed the MNA. Well, I used Edgar as a puppet and developed it for her. However, no matter how pure her intentions, when I saw what she was planning to use it for, I had to put a stop to it. Which, looking back at the rest of the game, when you first are introduced to Akara, is I don't really know how well this plot twist affects your initial introduction to Akara, in which Akara appears to be the tool for the company, rather than a connected device to other Akaras. At this specific moment, this specific plot twist appears to have come out of left field and doesn't really enhance the story, but let's see where it goes. She was able to ruin my favorite game. If you have so much control over Supercontinent, why didn't you stop it yourself? You did. You are the manifestation of my will. For me, it's more natural to manipulate the web of chaos than to use one of these dolls running my software to physically alter things. Did you kill Ariadne for that? I wouldn't call myself a killer. On the other hand, could I have prevented her death? Yes. But in the same way, I could have actively prevent every death that happens every day on Earth. It just isn't natural to do that. Death is painful, but necessary. Yeah, but I bet it was you who inspired Ariadne to infiltrate the clinics in the first place. Quite possibly, yes. But she could have planned it better. Stop. Not a single word more about her, you despotic piece of junk. Okay, what if we talked about Donovan instead? What about him? He's an anomalous source of chaos. Since I started using Supercontinent to satisfy my plans, I've put a lot of focus on this city, and I found a strange pattern in this town. Noticing the red strings. Like I couldn't influence the butterfly effect here as strongly as I do in any other super technological place in the world. And every time things didn't go as I expected, it all traced back to the Red Strings Club. Then I found him, and discovered he isn't an anomalous source of chaos. He's bending fate to his caprice. Similar to me, at a microscopic scale, not cosmic scale, in comparison, of course, but manipulating fate just the same. I understand why you'd be attracted to him. Did you figure it out? What's his secret? I'm still piecing things together. Donovan's an incredible man. He believes he has powers, and that delusion actually grants him special abilities. A feat possible for a human mind only upon unlocking part of its hidden potential. The tale he keeps telling himself makes him superhuman. I haven't encountered someone like him in this century. I wouldn't call someone who pulls the strings of half this city from behind a counter delusional. I know it's hard to accept for a machine, but deal with it. Donovan's special. You may be right. That's why I fell in love with him. The Akara unit says I instead of we. What? You don't stand a chance, Tin Toy. Don't worry, I don't need to perform sexual intercourse to experience love. In any case, don't think you'll be welcomed at the club when Donovan hears about all this. It's okay, I knew from the beginning you two wouldn't accept my true nature. But these last few days have offered some of the most beautiful and real experiences I've had in this world since I was born. I got to be an actor, to be acknowledged in what was happening. It's been fun assisting Donovan. The conversations we had, I'll treasure them forever. It's nice for once to not only affect, but to be affected, to receive ideas. Donovan's changed me. I guess that would make Donovan superhuman if his own ability to change fate has unknowingly affected the ability or the desire of this robot, this AI. and it'll undoubtedly affect how I stimulate the world from now on. He showed me that social psych welfare can be a good thing, but that it should be public and optional for whoever wants to access it. Donovan advocated for transparency. I'll direct the industry towards being more clear and communicative about their plans and products. He also told me there's nothing unethical about marketing, so I'll just let the companies run their campaigns freely. It's people's responsibility to control their reaction to marketing. Shit, you've had that many interesting conversations? It's good to know all those decisions that I made earlier are coming together to something. Now I'm jealous. Most importantly, he told me about his ideal regulation for society in case something like the mirror neuron algorithm existed, which it pretty much does considering my abilities, and I will do exactly as he told me. I'm going to give a chance to his ideal world, see how the planet evolves for a decade. Now there's a problem. After you told me all this, why do you think Donovan and I won't actively work to remove your power over this world? We won't. How can you be so sure? Because supercontinent's forces are about to storm in and shoot you down. And I'm not in favor of preventing deaths. As previously stated. This is it, huh? Yep, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. Listen, I've been meaning to ask you something. You gonna ask me on a date? I bet you'd love that, but I'm being serious here. Are you happy? Well, of course, it's been a very lucrative endeavor. I'm not talking about the job. I've been thinking about this since I learned about your condition. You know, your broken knee, your implant rejecting disease. You can't even leave this building. Yet you seem so fulfilled. Ah, that's... Well, I haven't always been this okay with my old situation. But after nearly 2 decades confined to the Red Strings Club, I've had plenty of time for introspection. I reached the conclusion that I'm as free as anybody else on this planet. Everybody's got their set of constraints: family, race, social status, gender, wealth. Even the powerful and the privileged have their share of burdens. Same way depression hits us all the same. Doesn't matter if you're all a beggar or a rock star. I believe happiness can be attained in any context. Whoa, that really speaks to me, seeing how you've got it all figured out. Now I feel embarrassed to be this sad and lost, even though I have freedom, health, and youth. Didn't you hear what I said? Your circumstances don't matter. We're all screwed. We're all safe. Since you're getting deep, let me ask you something too. Why aren't you happy? I don't know what to do with my life. What would you say is the most important thing to be happy in life? Okay. This is interesting in regards to conversation mechanics in video games, because usually you only control one person. One person gives responses. Somebody asks them questions, you give responses. And based on the choices you make, it creates a different result. But in this case, I'm switching between Brandis and Donovan, and I'm giving the responses for both, like playing a chess game with yourself. Now, what answer would Donovan like? So, self-realization seems like it would be a good one, but at the same time, considering the torturer guy who came in, if what drives you is torturing people, maybe that's not the best choice. While health, mental, and physical also works too, but I think he'll be more of the hippie. He'll want love, people. Find people to love and be loved, and surround yourself with them. But who knows, really? Ask me again next week, and and I may answer different. You're right. I like you, bartender. I like you too, whatever you are. This is a beautiful night. I don't mean to sound unprofessional, but mind if I take a selfie with you? That doesn't sound unprofessional to me. Come here, let's do it. I wonder when it was my fate was sealed. Never expected my death to be so epic. Can't complain, I guess. Hey Donovan, are you listening? Yeah, the network just came back online. We did it, Brandis. Are you okay? Yeah, we did it. I'm super pumped. This could be like the biggest shit we ever pulled together, huh? Yeah, we have to celebrate as soon as you get back. Yeah, about that. I'm about to die. Supercontinent security forces shot me and I fell through the office window. I'm falling to my death, about to hit the ground. No, that can't be. Luckily, I'll bleed out before reaching asphalt. No, 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 what are you saying? We did it, this can't be happening. We won, we did it. Yes, we won, baby, we did it. Let me enjoy my last heroic scene, would you? You're gonna be carefree asshole to the very end, eh? That's how I want you to remember me. A smile on my face and a penchant for danger. I love you. I love you, Brandis. Shit, you want me to die crying? I don't have much time left. There's something super important you need to know before the end. I love you. I love you, Donovan. I love you so fucking much. I love you too, Brandis. Make your life without me, but please, don't ever date another neural hacker, okay? You clown. Gonna go out with a joke, huh? And I guess that was the Red Strings Club. Do I have any final thoughts now that I finished the game? Actually, I really enjoyed it. I doubt there's going to be much credits for me to worry about, but let's see what I can kind of gather together real quick. I thought it told like an interesting story about the idea of about choice, about free will. Are we better off having the capacity for free will? Or is there some form of mental constraint that would be reasonable? Can we, as a society... Okay, so consider like the choices that it was giving towards the end in regards to what the MNA, the mind neural thing would have covered. The idea on that it would stop people from killing themselves. It would stop people from murder. It would stop people from sexual, racial discrimination, violence. In theory, we have the ability to do that ourselves. But at the same time, oh, I thank you. I did enjoy it. And you're welcome. Deconstructeam 2018. Considering there's a recent news article that I read, in which apparently somebody responding to another person, the N, said, "Are you out of your cotton-picking mind?" Now you can guess the race of the person that they were speaking to. And at some point I was thinking to myself, like, Is it really that hard not to say obvious racial slurs to people? I wonder if this is for Donovan himself. Damn it. Hmm. This one is requiring very, very precise. Hmm. Huh. What does this mean? Okay. Okay, that was amazing. Of all the things that could have happened there, that is definitely the best. Thank you, Deconstructeam, Red Strings Club. You're the best. Thank you for watching this episode of the Red Strings Club. If you've still got the itch for more content, why not give one of these links a try? Got some questions or comments? You can comment down below, or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long, folks.